Hello everyone, welcome back to another go at Mage Knight here. Um, we did very well in the last game playing solo conquest, but I sort of feel like playing Volkare's Return again. It's just like I don't know. I like the scenario. It's a lot harder than solo conquest, and it's a bit more like exciting because there's this huge final showdown that often takes several combats to resolve. Um, I don't know. I'm a little iffy on like Volkare moving around so randomly. I had a game off camera where he was just sitting right on the edge of a tile and just like kept refusing to explore, and I had a lot of trouble like manipulating the city to be in the right place. Anyway, although Volkare on even the default settings is not an easy game, I've turned up the combat level to heroic. So on daring, the city's level 4 and Volkare's level 5. On heroic, it's level 6 city and level 8 Volkare. So he starts with I don't remember how much exactly. Anyway, I've set myself a random Mage Knight this time. We'll see what he actually starts with on difficulty 8. I left the race level the same. I don't know. I could turn it up, but I think this is hard enough for me solo. So he starts with six enemies, fairly tough. Only 2 of them are total pushovers. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So let's see how it goes. Oh, it rolled me Arethea. All right, fair enough. Well, that's a good start. What are we gonna do? The mage. I mean, this. This looks like a pretty good start. I think. I'd like to get into here, or maybe just the monster spawner first. I could take Great Start to like have a good assault on the Mage Tower, but it's not clear that I have the right cards for it anyway. So I think I'll just take Planning, Crystallize a red, and then try and take something strong on the next turn. Boo, Volkare goes first. Okay. He moved in the blue direction. Which way is that? Forward. Okay. I love dungeons. It's kind of a shame that he's camped so close to one. I might not get a chance to get it. What are the rewards for the Mage Tower if I go? Space bending is exciting. Yeah, I think once I got like the space bending ability confused with the scouts ability, or do we have scouts here? I've played it right, but I've in the past scouts have something that's like you can explore a new tile from distance 2 away, and I kind of didn't realize it meant a singular tile, and so I think I have flipped multiple tiles with the scouts abilities incorrectly. Anyway, if we're going planning, turn 1's pretty simple. We just hang on. I wonder, by the way, since I know the mod author watches these videos, if for solo games we could just start the token here. I know for like multiplayer you can't do that, but I don't see a huge reason to have to move the token over there. Not a big deal, obviously. Anyway, so we moved 2 to here. Okay, that should be manageable. And we're crystallizing powered red to save some red, and I think that's just all I'm doing today, as I planned. Oh, who's for sale, by the way? There are familiars and guardian golems at the Mage Tower, and illusionists. I would love to buy the guardian golems if I could save this threaten. Pretty happy to have tranquility in hand, actually. Because I expect to take a couple hits against this guy. Anyway, we're gonna move on in. I think this hand ought to be okay. Hopefully I can save the threaten. So I'm clearly not killing him at range. What are you hitting me with? 3 wounds. Okay. So I have to come up with Actually, doesn't Battle Rage just, or Battle Versatility just win? Obviously, I have to take the damage. But, powered red. Oops, red. I would get a ranged attack 3, right? Or a fire attack 3, which is the kill. So... the question is, do I try to stop these attacks? Do I try to block them? Oh, there's still more red in the source. That's nice. The red I took last turn must have re-rolled back to red. Anyway, I don't see myself as likely to power a Tranquility anytime soon. So it's only going to heal 1 wound anyway. So I could play it sideways along with improvisation to block 2 and therefore take 1 fewer wound instead of healing 1 more. It's a trade-off of time, right? That's clearly worse value than using my Tranquility to heal and then still having an improvisation left. But time matters, obviously, right? This gets the wound out of my deck a turn faster, and I draw more cards, right? I draw... well, no, it gets the wound out at the same time. But it lets me basically cycle the improvisation, I guess, without getting any value out of it. When I put it like that, it seems pretty bad. Okay, fine. I'll just take the 3 wounds, then. I wish I could use even more green mana. I suppose next turn I could power Tranquility with green and power Threaten with my crystal? My reputation is going to be neutral, so I need this plus 2 more somethings. I'm going to have 3 wounds, 2 wounds. So if I play this... I mean, yeah, I can power... okay. So I think I will just use... I'll keep improvisation in hand and plan to play it next turn for a little influence. Ah, I know what I'm going to draw next turn. It's going to be my spell, right? So if I keep improvisation... then I'm going to be using improvisation to discard the spell to gain influence. I guess that's okay. Are there any spells? I mean, I'd really like, you know, Burning Shield to still be in hand for this, right? Or this? I bet it would work pretty well. So maybe I will just play things a little like the slowest possible way and just take all 3 wounds and heal with Tranquility. Like, we didn't set the race level too high. I think I'm going to play for value here. So I take the 3 wounds in combat, and then I attack. I guess I could also use a red crystal instead of my red die from the source and use green this turn to heal the Tranquility. Power the Tranquility. Maybe that's even better. Obviously, it's not as much value in that I'm using up a crystal when, if I drag things out even longer, I might not have to. But I think my next turn actually kind of sucks if I don't do this. So we're going to power this with the red we just crystallized instead. And then Tranquility away these 2 bad boys. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So now I know I'm drawing my spell and something else, which means I can keep the spell. So what do we get card-wise? Polarization's good. Siege attack is good. Oh! Right, I'm supposed to gain the spell first. And I wanted Burning Shield, I think. to help with the combat that's coming up. What's in the source? There is white. So I don't have to power the threaten. I could take Heroic Tail. And gain some fame and reputation while I do this. Ice Bolt is totally fine, but I think I'll take the Heroic Tail. And I think Polarization is just great, but so is One Siege. I'll take the Polarization. Gives you access to so much mana. Get out of here! Nobody invited you. Wow, drew a promise as well. I have like all my influence in hand. So if I power this, I get 6. I wonder if I can buy... No, because I don't have any mana to pay for a spell if I were to buy one. I mean, I guess I... Like, if I didn't power anything, I could buy some spell. But I don't think I want to do that, because Heroic Tail is about buying units. So this is 6. $8? I guess. And then we have this to... Okay. There's a chance I can take out the monster spawner next turn. Anyway, give me, oh yeah, especially with Guardian Golems, I should be okay. And I'm getting a fame and a reputation for the Heroic Tail's strong effect. Thanks for not attacking me, buddy. The white came back, and there's a bunch of red. So, I mean... It's probably best to just spend 2 cards to get to the spawner and just dive in and hope for the best. Gets me out of his face. And I think these 2 cards are likely to be enough. These 3 cards, rather, plus a unit. Oh. I do not like fire attack. Or fire resistance. I don't think I have enough block either. Because he's swift. This is a terrible enemy. I mean, I can kill him. I'm just going to have to take all the wounds and not be very happy with the result. So... I also can't quite assign... I can't just assign the damage to the Guardian Golems, of course. Oh, yeah. He's an assassin anyway, so he wouldn't be allowed to assign any, even if they did have 4 armor. So... Alright. 2 poison, please. That's 3... 4... 6 damage. Pretty sad outcome. But, you know, I get to level up, I get some mana. It's not all bad. I just have some wounds to deal with. Double blue, huh? Not what you want when you have Polarize and the mana source is all red, sadly, but... And that's it, right? No other rewards? Yeah. Oh yeah, planning. Oh, maybe I could have waited before barging in here because I was going to get 6 cards, not just 5. Oh, well. Okay, wait. I saw a spell and my heart sank, but it was not the green spell, or red. So he's explored for me and he's going away. That's all great news. Okay, there's green in the source. I mean, what am I supposed to do now? I can power stamina with Polarize, of course, which seems nice. I could also rest, but there's only 3 cards left in my deck. I think I can get through most of them pretty soon. So that's 4 move. 2. Okay. What are my last 3 cards? I think I've only used 1 March, so there should be one of those left. I haven't used... What's that card called? Well, I haven't used my Rage. That's definitely there. And Concentrate. So it's definitely Rage and Concentrate. I think the last card is another March, right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I clearly have no way to kill this turn, so I'll explore. That I could handle, right? Ah, no, I need... Well, yeah. I could spend white mana, or I could just discard both of these cards. Or play one and discard the other. Golems will shrug off the damage. Seems like a decent value for the turn. So assigning damage to golems who resist it. Then play 2, 3 attack. And this draws me the rest of the deck. Oh. It was stamina, not March, huh? Okay. Not a huge deal, obviously, but I was wrong. Now... I can't really credibly attack these guys, right? Yeah, I can't kill them. I could march in... I could power the stamina to get in by using this. Oh, I suppose I have crystals, huh? If I were willing to take 2 wounds... then I could do it. I think I want that, right? I mean, I don't want the wounds, obviously. I can't assign damage from these guys to Guardian Golems without wounding them. I've made that mistake a lot of times. And it was pointed out to me in the comments on the last video, but just because they attack 3 and Golems resist 3, you know, doesn't work, because they're actually, if you don't block, they do 6 damage. So I could wound the Golems and that would be allowed, but I don't think I want to. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and march in there. Get a lot done on day 1, honestly. I think I'm going to make it to level 4. Taking a lot of wounds for it, but it seems very much worthwhile. So that's my 4 move. 6 damage, which I assign to my face. And then with green from the source, I power Concentrate to play Rage for 6 damage. Winning. And the reputation is neutral because they're thugs. Okay. So how did I do for wounds? I only got 5, right? There's none in the discard? Nope, there's 2 more in the discard. Ah, the poison, yes. So, I mean, 7 wounds out of 25 cards is a lot. Oh, it didn't level me because I only have 2. Alright, fair enough. Okay, end of round. I'm out of here. Seven cards doesn't seem right. It should just be 6, right? I assume it'll fix that? Because I don't have planning anymore? Yeah. It's nice to have my promise on a turn when I'm at a keep, right? There's guardsmen there, and swordsmen, and the scouts. Yeah, the second ability... No, third, I guess. A new tile. It is unclear, right? Do they mean once you may, or like... The rule for this turn is that you may, right? But I think they mean only once. I think they might even mean instantly. Like, you have to do it as you activate the move. You can't, like, use this to move somewhere and then flip a tile later? I don't know. Oh, what's in the source? Any white? No. I can crystallize blue to white if I want, for example. But... I think it's probably a good time to Midnight Meditation, because I expect I'll have quite a few wounds at some point today. But I also really would like white mana, and I could take Mana Search. And then white or green works, of course, because of polarization. Herbalists wouldn't be too bad either. They're not available, of course. I don't know. Midnight Meditation never seems to work for me. And you end up drawing the wounds again anyway, so I think I won't. I'll just take Mana Search. What was that? Sparing Power? Yeah. Okay. So let's roll these dice again. Both white. Okay, nice hit, I guess. So that's 4. My reputation is neutral, so... I never know between these guys. I guess it's pretty hard to get the expensive ones right now. I'll just play the Crystallize sideways, I think. Managing to save up mana is just going to be hard. I want to get moving. And then I'll hire the guys who cost 5 to let me save battle versatility, maybe? Sure. Slow turn. Was that more white? Yeah. I was kind of hoping you would explore a tile for me, buddy. I don't really want to pay to explore this and then walk into his area. I'd rather go through the desert, I think. Yeah. Let's just power this to move. No, let's not yet. Let's just power a stamina. And I guess I'm going to flip this tile. Okay. So I have 2 move left. I mean, oh. I used my polarize for that. There was blue in the source, though. I obviously shouldn't have. I just didn't readjust which mana I took. So give me the blue. And then I'll polarize this. So now I have 7 move. That's enough to get in here. Which is very valuable because I can start dumping this junk. Although it does, I guess, get me out of... range of the keep. Oh, I have... I guess I don't have enough mana. Oh, no, there's black here. But I can't have red and black and also power this. Oh, but I don't have to. Okay, yeah. So, watch this. We're gonna kill this guy. He's attacking 7. So I'm gonna play 3 move, reducing his attack to 4. And then create an exploding shield for him. Right? Fire block 4, that's sufficient because he's only attacking for 4. Or I guess it would be better, not that it matters, to just play a single move and then reduce his attack to 5, but block 6 of it. It doesn't matter. So that kills this guy and gets me that level up I was missing last round, and gives me an excuse to stay in the glade for longer. I still have a lot of wounds. I could take this. I expect I'll take more wounds as well. Ritual of Pain, it's probably pretty good. I'm going to want to get out of the glade soon. Maybe go plunder the village. I mean, these are pretty similar. I guess I could take Firebolt. Yeah, I'll take Power of Pain. Ritual of Pain. This isn't so bad. Sort of wish I had a move, but... Oh, I forgot. I should be mana searching. Let's roll 2 of those white that were there last turn. Sure. And this turn I'll roll black and... blue? The whites are back. Very funny. How many wounds are left? 3. I mean, I think it's a reasonable shot that... like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I want to get out of the village and also out of his range for a double red. So just give me a red crystal, please. And I'm actually going to play both of these sideways because I don't really need the influence this round to move 2 and just get me out of there. I know the glade is nice, but we're going to use the Ritual of Pain. And then hopefully next turn I'll have at least 1 wound I can do something useful with. Oh my god, what a dodge! He drew the red spell right after I got out of range. Okay, are we plundering here? Probably yes, right? Because I have too many... I don't have enough wounds. And I don't care that much about my reputation. Great. So... I guess explore this tile first as a priority. I don't have much mana. Oh, let's reroll the whites. Okay. I'd like to power this green. I do have mana draw though. So I could power 2 things. But I don't think I have to. I think I can just power 1 and save mana draw for something in the future. I need to go find something to fight. I don't know, actually. Maybe powering stamina and having mana draw seems good, but do I take the white mana? I guess I do, right? Well, I don't know what other color I want yet. Oh, no, I do. I want green plus whatever I use first. which I guess could be blue. Fine. I mean, I basically just want these two colors, so I guess... No, of course, though, I should pick up, like... I should set this one back... I should set this one to green with mana draw, or mana pull, and then gain the green and a blue, right? Aretha has the better mana draw, so you get to pick mana dice of two different colors. So, green and blue. So I spend the blue on stamina to explore here. And let's actually track this for a change. Okay, green crystals aren't bad. I guess I'll just... Oh, sorry, this is powered, of course. Right, and this can be worth move now. I was hoping maybe not to play it as move and get it for combat instead. But, I don't know about that. Are you actually leaking the information that's here, or is it just guessing that they might be reachable in that distance? It looks like it's just a guess, but it's hard to tell. No, this one is a different color. I think it's telling me that I can't reach this tile, but I could reach this one. I can't read the numbers because this thing's in the way. Yeah, it's telling... Okay. That could use a fix. It's telling me that this costs 5 tiles to move to. That's a mistake, I think. Anyway, I don't actually have the 5 move until I play this sideways. But, I mean, I guess if I'm planning to explore... Oh, no, right, because this is okay, so... I mean, if I want to go here... Could I fight this guy this turn? It's pretty hard, right? Well, I guess not really. If I played the wound sideways for move, then I could just get adjacent to him this turn from here, no problem. And I could attack him. And then I could use the green mana token that I already created to power a march, reducing this guy's attack to 3. Assign the damage to the golems, and strike back with both of these guys. Given that I'm almost out of units, I think using my units to get some fame and reputation for killing that guy is not such a bad idea. My deck is almost empty. Yes, regenerate or tranquility healing would be nice, but I can do that next turn. So bizarrely, I'm actually going to do... Hang on. I'm not doing that yet. I'm using... No. The Ritual of Pain to play this for 3 more move. Taking me here. And then fighting this guy. He's attacking for 7, but I power a march. Now he's only attacking for 3. I assign that to the golems. I spend both units to attack for 2 each. That's 4. He has 2 armor with physical resistance, so that kills him. And I think I'm going to wait on cleaning up these 2 wounds. It means there will be a couple cards I don't draw yet, whereas if I clean this up, I'll draw the rest of my deck. I guess I can just look at my deck and see, is there some reason I would want to draw all of it? Right now? I don't know, not really. I think this should be a fine turn. 4 fame, yep, and 1 rip. And I can play the Swiftness to explore. He's not coming up here anytime soon, so... Well... Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay... And Tranquility these wounds away. So my deck is nearly empty of wounds again, right? Just one left? I might have overdone it on the Ritual by taking Ritual of Pain, but I usually take quite a beating in these games, so I just have to make sure to keep ramming my head into stuff and it'll be fine. So, can I do anything reasonable with my move here, like with my turn? I could move on to the maze. That seems worth a turn, even though it gives Volkare a little bit of extra time. And it gets me up here as well. We said we need to start taking a beating, so move 2, 4... Am I on the center one? Yeah. Alright, and turn. Volkare goes. He moved white. That's towards me, isn't it? Yeah. But he's still pretty far. End of round. Yep. I think Great Start would be okay sitting in this maze, right? Mana Steal? I don't have a lot of crystals. I could steal some mana. I guess there are some monsters I would be pretty unhappy to run into, like a Medusa. But if I bring the Guardian Golems with me, I should be able to muster up enough block if I have to. Is it possible the Guardsman could help me with like a werewolf or something? I don't think that's realistic. It would still need a lot more block. Okay, well, yeah, I'll just take a Great Start. Or, I mean, right. The point of Mana Steal would be that I could power like a March, but like I have Mana Pull if I need it. So I'm going to take Great Start. And he takes number 2, so he's up first. Moved white again. Fortunately, we know he's already played his double red card. Has he played double white? I don't remember. I think he played double blue, maybe? No, he's played double white as well, so we're perfectly safe here. Alright, nice cards to have picked up, I think. In fact, what if I used Concentrate on March to get all the way to the bottom of the maze? Planning, like, a Burning Shield? I think that's pretty good. Give me that artifact. So I'm going all the way in to level 6, and I'm bringing the Guardian Golems with me, I think. Well... No, I'm bringing the guards. Well, the golems. I won't have the mana. Well, no, I have mana pull, so I can spend a crystal and another one of these if I have to, and I can use this to produce gold even. So, but I mean, do I really? I'd rather have the guardsman. I think no, right. I'd rather have the guardsman's ability, but the golems might be better to assign damage to. But is there stuff in here that only attacks for 3? Like, not really. The Hydra, I guess. We've drawn one of those already. I'm going to take the Guardsmen, I think. Or not, I don't have to spend them, but they're the unit I'm bringing with me. You only get to bring one unit into the maze, and you have to pick before you go. So what do we get? A Medusa. Sure. That's fine. So I don't actually have to use the unit in that case. So I'm just going to mana pull this black, using it as red, to get a fire block 4, 6. And since it was used as a successful block, I'll use it as a fire attack 4 in the attack phase. We get 5 fame and hope... No, definitely an artifact, because it was a maze, yeah. So artifact first. Banner of Fear is just a disgusting card. Level me up, please. That should be my hand size increase, right? Yeah. So the mod sets snap points on the maze for both the center of the tile and each of the entries you could go into. It doesn't really matter in single player, but technically I think if I were playing multiplayer, right, I should be putting my shield there. And technically, I think the mod would have done that for me if I had, after moving to this tile, I said, oh, I'm moving 6, and then I placed myself there to indicate it. That's like what I'm supposed to do, but it doesn't really matter in single player. Anyway, can I handle this? I assume so. Yeah. Can I hire anyone? I can. But there's no one there, so no. I don't have any move, which is kind of a bummer. Like, I guess I have to improvise for move? Is this my last wound, by the way? It is. Okay. Well, actually, if I'm playing 2 cards sideways, it might as well be these 2, because I can't even use them, right? Since there's nothing to hire here. So just take me into the keep for 2. 3 damage, I assign the Guardian Golems. That's easy. And that's 5 damage. Spend the Golems for 2 more, I guess? I have a card, but... Well, I don't know. I usually don't like Determination very much. Why am I valuing it this time? Kind of because I'm like... I feel like I'm running close to the end of the turn and want to get value out of my units. But that's not really true. We're only halfway through. Still, here's a good chance to make sure I get some value, and this card ought to be worth something. I guess I could play the Banner of Fear. What am I even thinking? There's nothing much to do with it right now, but I could give it to these guys. Or the Golems. It's kind of stupid to assign it to them when I'm not even using that ability this turn. But I think it's nice to just not have to draw this card next turn. Next round. So I would be discarding this instead. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, my hand size is immense, right? Because it's 6, plus I have 2 keeps already. Hope we get the, what is it, the white city that has a keep next to it? Or is it, what are the city colors? There's not like, is this blue? Yeah. Maybe it's the blue city that has a keep next to it. I don't remember. It's one with a lake on the south and the east, I think. Or both south tiles? No, because that one has a dragon somewhere. I don't remember. Anyway, I hope we get the one with a keep, because my keeps are nuts. Okay, my Ritual of Pain is going to waste. Well, no. Because I bet I can find a way to take some damage. Exploring a core tile this turn, right? Stamina? I don't think I'm... Well, do I want to power it? No, because I can always power March with polarization. Oh, these are gold. Okay. So let's just flip this tile. Good. Here are some productive ways to take damage. So... Not sure the best way to do this. Maybe just this? To get onto the altar, and then is this a good enough hand to attack it? I think it's alright. Figure out what I'm doing with the mana later. Keep my options open. Yeah, I hoped that... No, I was thinking at first that swiftness might be... Oh, you know, maybe I should have actually not... Because I could have combined these two for a bigger ranged attack, but too late. Now that I know they have 4 armor, it's quite unfair to say, oh, wait, I want the swiftness back in hand. Power it white. But I think this combat's still going to be fine. So these guys just bounce off the golems. They're swift, not brutal. And... I mean, we're actually not really taking many wounds, right? So I can block like that. And then to come up with 8 damage, I guess, is a tall order, huh? Okay, give me this back. But I can power this blue for 4 damage, 6 damage, 7, 8, right? Now, does the rest of my deck have enough damage to kill that dragon? I assume not. It actually does. If I'm willing to like take 4 wounds for it. 5, I guess. Huh. Obviously, I wish I had the Guardian Golems available. Oh, I'm going to level up. I'm going to get a skill. What the heck is this? I could ignore the Brutal. That would be kind of nice. Stout Resolve would hit for a lot, but my deck doesn't have that many wounds. It's about to get some more. Okay, anyway, let's level... So my plan... I have to choose before I see what skills are on offer whether I'm using Ritual of Pain this turn. So my thought at first was... I'm going to be attacking the dragon. And... I'll need the sideways wound from Ritual of Pain to be able to clear the barrier of killing it, right? Because there's only at most 7 damage left in my deck. But actually, with the card that I draw here, I could have quite a lot of extra damage, right? I could use Stout Resolve to turn the wounds that I take into damage. So I think that's probably a good idea. the other thing is that this ability would let me ignore its brutal effect, right? So I would take only 2 wounds instead of 4, which seems kind of nice. But if I take that, then I can't take Stout Resolve. I would have to take Ritual Attack, which is okay. I could, like, throw away Swiftness or something. Sorry, not Swiftness, Stamina. Or just even play it sideways, maybe? Yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's... I'm going to play Ritual of Pain now, getting rid of just 1 wound. So that I have it available next turn for the wound ability. Oh, and I get a mana crystal of every color. Would you look at that? Is 5 fame correct? I assume so. 2 and 3. The mod gets that right more often than I do. What the heck? I shouldn't have this still. Is it going to go away once I say rewards claimed, maybe? Okay, that would... I mean, attack 2 would be nice. Let's just... I'm definitely drawing all this, so now I can... Okay, so, I mean, it would be a lot of mana to get 6 damage out of this, right? Whereas if I took Stout Resolve, it would just be easy. But if I take Stout Resolve, then of course I'm not taking this. I don't... Yeah, Ritual Attack throwing away stamina is fine, actually, I think. Because I don't really have a lot more moving to do. Yeah, this should have been turned face down. Because I played it once. At least I thought I played it. Oh, no. The mod was totally right. This is now... I played it for the first time, and now it's available for the second time for me. Yeah, that's exactly right. I take it all back. So now we challenge the dragon. And we use this to ignore the brutal effect. And so he attacks for... Oh, I only need to assign 6 damage. So that's 2 wounds. I play 1 sideways for 3 damage. And I need to come up with 5 more? Well, Ritual Attack trashing this is 3 ice. And I'll grab some red to make it instead... Oh, 4 cold fire? It's not... I hoped it would be like 5 or 6 ice, but it just increases the damage by 1. To power it. Oh well, it's not like I'm using the mana for anything. Swiftness sideways and gain a red crystal? Seems alright. Blue is directly to the east. Oh my god, I didn't realize he was so close to revealing another tile. I have to get that city exposed very quickly. Because if he goes first and moves green, I just lose the game. How did he get so... My own fault. Oh, I'm still adjacent to the keep, so I get a lot of movement at least. God, he's so close. I'm going to just lose this one due to bad planning. What's left in his deck? I mean, if he draws a green card or a spell, I lose. Well, not immediately. I could from the dusk and charge in here, but then he's still really close to the city. Oh, there's a keep here. So if I could take this keep, I could make the city assault easier. Preparation? I probably should just like march in and try to take the city this turn, right? While I have my keep bonus. But if it's like the red city, there'll be a dragon here. What card would I want? My deck doesn't have a lot of good cards. Maybe Firebolt? What else could I do? I probably just have to take from the dusk. Okay. He takes preparation. Fine. And I think it's fine to have left the banner here. Ooh, I hate all this white or this gold mana. Well, I guess I'll take green from the source to power this march. Get here. Spend a swiftness? I don't like it. But, like, alternatively, I could power stamina with polarization or something. But I don't really know if I'm going to want to go in yet. So I'm just going to peek. Okay, it's the one with the city next to it. This is exactly what I asked for. Alright, I'm going in. So I'm going to spend a red crystal instead of a blue one, because I just don't have that many. It means I don't have access to polarization, but I shouldn't really need it, I don't think. Okay, so get me into that keep. I mean, I have my eyes closed right now. I could have tried the other keep to increase my keep bonus for while when I'm... Because he's going to attack me while I'm adjacent to the city, and my keep bonus will actually be higher than my city bonus. So attacking this keep first would have given me a big... But I don't know. I guess I'll just do this. I really haven't seen who the defenders are. I could change my mind, but I don't think I have a lot of time to screw around. Do I? No, because I need to like rest probably and shop, or at least shop. Maybe not rest. I don't seem to be taking nearly as many wounds as I would have thought. Oh, so it's just this guy. So we assign him to Guardian Golem. We love this. Although, I mean, most of my damage comes from Burning Shield. I should save it for the city, right? Especially with black mana in the source in the form of gold. So, I mean, jeez. 7 damage is an awful lot. So that's 2, 4, 6. And I hate using my units here, but... Actually, hang on. I do have Ritual Attack. Green cards are the worst to throw away. Because you get a tiny amount of siege attack, and right now I don't need that ability. The swiftness I probably need to, like, power? Yeah, maybe I can use fewer of my units if I don't know, my white mana crystals are valuable too. Or my mana crystals in general. So maybe instead of spending the units, maybe it's okay. Like, the units are not that great, right? But I kind of want them for blocks. Alright, who's in the city? I guess I am allowed to look at that. Okay, so this... I've gotten wrong in every single Mage Knight game I've ever played until the last one last video when someone commented on it. I've gotten the elusive ability wrong. It doesn't mean they have 6 armor in ranged and siege phase and 3 armor in the block phase. It means they have 6 armor unless you block their attack, and then they have 3. So your 3 blocks kind of... Sorry, your 5 blocks can also contribute 3 damage. But if you just like assign the damage, you still have to do all 6 to them. If you like take wounds from them or let them hit a unit or something. So, gosh, this is so hard to kill. I'm gonna have trouble getting into the city, man. Anyone I can hire from the keep here? The Gunners, but the Delphana Masters, if I ever get into the city, would be amazing, obviously. I don't know how likely that is. The Gunners would be nice. Ranged fire 6, would that help with anything? Yeah, it would kill the golems in a single shot. That seems amazing. Alright. I guess attack 2 for... No. 6, 7. Now, if you use this part of a block, destroy the blocked enemy, it won't work on the guy with all the resistances because he's fire resistant. But I could like use it on this guy, for example, or this one. I guess this one probably, because he has a smaller amount of damage to block and needs more damage assigned to kill him. Okay. Yeah. So I guess this is how we do it. The units are all sadly done. Okay. Of course, he's drawing moves. There's influence. I mean, it's not much. So if I have so little damage. There is still black mana for me to use with Polarize. Oh, no, I want to go shopping first. Right. So that's 6 influence. And I'm still at +1, believe it or not. So I only need 1 more. I can play the Threaten. If I just like try to march into the city, how many wounds am I taking? It seems like a lot. I can't do it this turn, obviously, but I'm trying to figure out if I should use Ritual of Pain now or save it for later or something. Well, I'm going to have my keep bonus. I think I'll hopefully be okay. Of course, here he comes. Get out of my face. So we've got to march in. And March is the best card to do that with. Oh, wait a minute. I could ignore this guy's fire resistance. Holy shit. That would be stupendous. Because I don't have much damage without that, right? Okay, so we march into the city. Pick up. Grab. Go. I don't think we're clearing out the whole city here, but I'll do what I can. So assign this to the golems. That's easy. Polarize the gold to black here and pay red. That's fire block 4. First, I'm going to get rid of his fire resist. Not that the order matters a lot. So I need one more block. It looks like a sideways improvise might be how I want to do it. So that's this guy blocked then. And I can take some wounds from these two if I have to. I'm going to need a lot of red mana, so I think this is just making a red token, sadly. Or, well, no. I could power it with a green mana crystal to do better than that, right? Maybe it comes out similar. Fire. Okay. So I have to spend my last red on this. So even if I spend green here, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm just taking these wounds. It's 4 wounds, which is allowed, and I'm not going to get to avoid these guys' elusive ability, so they have 7. But, I mean, the only way to fully block them would be to just play all of my cards in hand unpowered. These two sideways, and then I'd still have to come up with 4 damage somehow with no cards, so that's not a winner. So give me the 4 wounds, right? Or would it be better to wound a different unit? Like to wound a unit instead of taking the wounds from this guy. I think I want the wounds in hand, so give me 4 wounds. Now, the attack phase. This enemy is not fire resistant, and I did successfully block him, so he is destroyed. I pay red mana, requesting a ranged fire attack 6. These guys are not fire resistant, and they have 6 armor, so they are destroyed. Now, how much damage can I get out of this? I don't think the answer is 13. I don't have any resistances to worry about. I could get 3 here. Concentration rage is 6. That would be 9. 10 if I play ritual attack sideways. Or I guess I could play concentration on ritual attack, trashing rage. That gets me fire attack 8. 11 if I power this. Is that enough? No, right? 6 and 7. I need 13, which I definitely don't have. Okay. Let's, by the way, just not forget to do this. All right, so given that that doesn't work, I should just choose which one of them I want to kill. I think it ought to be these guys, because they're a little bit less work to kill in the next round. Do I have any block here? No. Well, yeah. It's tough to power, of course. If Volkare moves again, I'm going to be in trouble. A lot of his deck is wounds, so he very well might not. Anyway, I mean, if I'm killing one of these guys, this guy only needs 6 damage, right? So I can play Concentrate Rage, and that'll do it. That's 6. So that guy lives. But I get 2, 10, 14 fame. Okay. Pretty good skills, I think. This stuff, I don't know. We'll see. Nine cards? Is that right? I guess so. I have 3 keep bonuses. Thank goodness. Oh, I should have retreated, of course. I should be here. Oops. I didn't draw my battle versatility, so blocking is tougher than I predicted. But I guess I can play this sideways for block. So let's waltz in. And indeed, I did not have time to go to this keep first, so good thing I didn't try. And then I just have to block 3, 4, 5? Sadly, hang on. Maybe these are the wrong cards to play sideways for block. Because I could throw away like the promise. I have some recruiting to do, but not much. So I could throw away promise for ranged attack 3. Or, well, 4, I guess, if I power it. Yeah, so maybe take this back, play this sideways so I can keep it for later. And so this is blocking. 3, 4, 5 block, he's blocked. Therefore, we use his lower armor value, which is 4 instead of 7. And there it is. Blue mana, polarized. Powers this, so I get, for discarding a white card, ranged fire 4. Which just kills him. 3 fame, 1 rep, looks right. Oh, no, I haven't. You're right. Well, my motivation skill looks like the best by a mile. And I could certainly see counterattack being useful. It's nice against armies of chumps. Mana Storm, probably better, though, because I'm kind of dying for mana. Okay, he missed again. He did hire the unit, though, before I had a chance to end the round. So, my deck is empty, but I can gain red mana if I want, I guess. Now I sort of wish I had the influence back, huh? Well, actually, would it work? No, well, the unit's gone anyway, right? I couldn't have afforded the Delphana Masters by a long shot. So I could spend my turn making 2 mana. Right, make a red and a mana. I guess it would have to also be red. No, wait a minute. Whatever it rolls to, I guess. Oh, no, I can get red here, right. So, one red crystal and one that's maybe red or maybe something else. Is that worth a turn? I think it actually is. So let's use my motivation skill. Play this to gain a red mana crystal. Put it back in the source as gold. Quite useless. Ah, right, but I can polarize this red, allowing me to gain a crystal of any color. That said, I want red. Okay, end turn. No spells, please. Fine. I mean, I don't love it or anything, but end round. Okay, put this banner in my discard, please. Reroll those, please. Thank you, thank you. That's fine. Good hand. I mean, I could rethink those, but I'm happy as well to just heal them, I think, with the Ritual of Pain. So probably I ought to take Mana Steal and grab some green. It means he probably gets to go first, but I'm prepared for combat. No, he's going last. Nice. I don't have any influence, huh? Ugh, there's Ultim Mages and Catapults here. My influence bonus should be 4, right? Yeah, I have 4 shields on the city. Well, I have improvisation. I actually probably could buy something pretty good. So let's Ritual of Pain first. That seems like a gimme. How many wounds left, by the way? Just 2. And I've gotten decent value out of this every round. There's one round where I only got to heal 1 wound, but I still needed the Sideways card, so I was happy to have it. And I think I kind of have to improvise to do anything. Don't need any marches. So that's 5, 9 influence already. I mean, Ultim Mages are really good. They're better at night, of course, and especially for attacking cities. I guess I can't hire 2 units, so I might as well go all in for the Ultim Mages, which is hard, but that's what my cards are for. So 5 plus 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12? Saving this because I expect combat pretty soon. And I should have enough red mana to power it, I think. And I don't really have time to crystallize, so yeah. Give me the Ultim Mages. I mean, if I'm fighting Volkare during the day, are the Ultim Mages that good? Or should I take the Catapults? I think I should take the Ultim Mages. Planning to like just let him bounce off during the day. Just try to do a little bit of damage to him. And then wreck him at night is the idea. Plus decent resists. So that's 12. Plus now he can't higher than himself. And then I'll gain a red. I was like, wait, why aren't there enough dice? There's one here, that's why. Okay, good turn, I think. Sort of hoping this is the turn he attacks, because I'm reasonably prepared, I think, with this Ritual of Pain coming in. But if he waits, it's not the end of the world. Okay, he's coming in. Okay, so I'm trying to, like... I've never actually used Partially Defend, right? Cards and units only, no skills. But you don't have to lose your turn for it, so you could, like, rest afterward. But I think my skills are great. I think it includes this one, probably, right? I'm not sure. Anyway, I want to be able to gain motivation and polarize and do all this shit, so I will fully defend, please. Okay. I don't need to look at these to know that I want to use my motivation skill. So you've got this beautiful 11-card hand, 4 decent units, but a lot of enemies to cope with. So I think this is the turn to blow up Banner of Fear. Can I kill this guy at range? It seems unlikely, right? This is close. Ah, no, wait, this doesn't work on Arcane Immune. Okay. Because I can get oh, this is 6 actually. And then I could, yeah, if I concentrated on battle versatility, I would get there. Which would save me a ton of wounds. What about Mana Storm? Reroll all dice in the source, and you can use all of them. That's got to be worth spending white mana on, right? Well, I should probably actually spend a die from the source on it, right? Then I'm only rerolling 2, but I get 2 extra mana, and I think I welcome that. So let's do that first. Green and red. I wonder if I should include this. I don't think so, right? I mean, right. It just means I could use this anyway. Yes, I can use 3 extra. 2 and 1. Incredible. So I have the whole source available. Let's just grab it all and put it in my inventory so I remember I have it. And get that out of the way. So, we wish to put red mana here for ranged fire 6. This guy now has only 2 armor. So we concentrate battle versatility for ranged 5, killing him. Very important. He is now dead. Now I think I can crack open Banner of Fear reasonably comfortably. Anyone else I want to kill at range? It's basically impossible, right? I don't have any more ranged attacks. So let's say you don't attack, because you're clearly the biggest attacker. You're kind of a nuisance. And I guess you are attacking twice, so that should be a bigger problem than this. Plus, I kind of want to block this guy, right? So these guys all don't attack. These all do attack. He's attacking with ice, so actually, like, a fire block is pretty good against him. Oh, by the way, what do I want to get rid of from somebody? I'm not sure yet. Probably get rid of someone's fire resistance because we're using a fire block. But there should be somewhere good to use the fire block somehow or other, right? Nine cold fire attack is pretty cool. So... Oh, I have Ritual of Pain, don't I? That's nice. So we put the damage from these guys here. That's easy. Oh, he has 5. Oh! I don't need to freeze these guys. Because I can just assign the damage to the Altum Mages and they resist it. Nice. So it's really just these two trying to assign wounds to me? That's incredible. Well, something I certainly wish to do is fire block 4 on this guy. So he has now successfully been blocked. Boy, mana pull kind of sucks, huh? I mean, not quite. I could have used it to set the dice to give me tokens before playing Mana Storm. In fact, I should have done that, right? Because... yeah. So these... This gives me two mana of any color I want, and leaves useful dice in the source should I wish to use Mana Storm. So if I... Let's say I want a green and a red, right? Which I think seems fine. Yeah. So these stay in the source as green and red. But I get a red and green token for them. And now they're still there should I wish to use Mana Storm for something. I wonder if instead of green I should take blue? I don't really want to power this, right? So what's the point? Well, I could take a red, though. Or blue to block this guy, I guess. So activate the Guardian Golems for that. But maybe I just take the damage from Volkare and spend the rest of the units... Yeah, in fact, set this to blue, which is number 2? Yes. Don't give me this green token. Instead, give me a blue token, and I'm going to spend my green die on this. So I want a lot of red and blue for the Altum Mages, right? And I think I will just take 2 wounds from Volkare. That seems fine. Or I could wound the Gunners? Sure. No, he's an assassin. Okay, that's not so bad. Now, damage. We pull everyone back out of, like, figuring out how they were blocked. And we want to see how we can do damage to them. We have a lot to do. First of all, I have a fire attack 4. I could, for example, just kill these guys with it. And I think that's a perfectly fine thing to do. They're by no means the biggest threat here, but it seems fine to kill them. Well, I don't know. Let's actually use the tracker, right? How much damage can I come up with? This is 4. I have that for free. And this, I'm going to spend it and pay them in full. Blue, red. So give me 9 cold fire, please. And what can I come up with from hand? Well, I can play a rage. Powered is 4 more. Wait, what happens, by the way, if I... Okay, it assumes it's physical. Fine. I can play this for another 2 more. A wound sideways is 3 more again. This is 2 more. And the Guardian Golems can be 2 more, although I may wish to use them to cancel 2 wounds instead. I suppose probably not. So let's just do that. So I have 26. I could get up to 29. How much damage do I have to deal? Forgetting about resists. We did block this guy. That's 12, and 8 is 20, and 12 is 32. So we can't quite clean them out today, but we're close. Right? We said they have 32 and I'm at 26. I could get 3 more if I wanted. So... I only have 4 that is 5. Okay. I need to leave alive like 6 armor worth of enemies. I guess that's this guy, because he's very easy to block. Sure. Can I do anything useful with this? I don't think so. I don't really care about anyone's resists. Or about their damage amounts. Okay. So we'll kill this guy with the 4 fire attack. Easy enough. Oh, this tracker... You do have to have your attacks all separate. So it was nice that it helped me count, but I can't just, like... I have to make sure I get my attacks in the right sizes. It shouldn't be too hard. So I have, for example, another 4 here, plus 9 is 13. 15? So that is an easy way to kill... I have an easy... Yeah, so if I spend, like, this... and all of my units together, then that's 2, 11, 15. So that kills these guys. And all the cold fire attack is gone. And 6 of the physical is gone. Leaving me 7 physical. I'm off by some? Oh no, I just need to play a card sideways, actually. Sure. So I have 7 physical left, and I want to use it to kill these guys. To accomplish that, I will increase it by 1. Now, y'all are dead. And it's just you. Didn't end up polarizing at all. I did spend like 4 red mana. It's nice. I don't have any mana to power regenerate with, or tranquility. Well, I could spend white powered. Yeah, that seems okay. I don't want to cling too tight to that mana. So look at that, Volkare. I'm less wounded than I was when the fight started. No, that's not true. Yeah, it is. Because I had this 1 wound in hand. I took 2 more, but I discarded 1 and I'm healing 2. Don't make me laugh, buddy. Yeah, we have to polarize that. Okay. Pretty good fight. We did a lot more than I expected we would on this day, but having a giant hand helps a lot, obviously. And I need to do that. 35 fame, is that right? I have no idea. 8, 11, and 15 is 26. And you is 35. Lose 1 rep? Lose 1? Oh, these are heroes. Okay, fine. So let's knock Volkare back. And I'm up to 10 cards now, huh? Yeah, seems about right. Not that it matters at this moment, of course. So he's just going to chill. And, I mean, now's as good a time as any to buy a unit, right? Actually, is there anyone even here? Yeah, catapults. That'll be nice. I mean, I guess in some, you do get rewarded for, like, Volkare having used up fewer cards. But you also get points for having units, right? And I want to make sure I'm prepared, so let's polarize this black and treat it as if it were gold. That's influence 6. 10, because I have 4 city influence. Catapults are 9. Do I want to try and hire anyone else? No, I can't. Oh, can I? What's this city? You can hire anyone. So I could. If I could come up with 5 more influence. It's not hard, I guess. It just means if he draws a spell, I'll be a little disappointed. So, okay, hang on. My influence is... What are the choices here? Oh, I see. So it counts city shields, but it only automatically counts your reputation for you, which is weird. Anyway, so city shields is 4. My reputation is 0. I'm generating 6. 8. Hang on. Yeah. So I'll just buy shock troops replacing Utum Guardsmen or something. So that's, yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's costing me a crystal to do that, actually. But it's gaining me an entire fame. Yeah, that's worth. So I have 15. Give me the catapults. And I'm going to get rid of the guardsmen. And also give me the shock troops. And I want 2 extra fame and 2 extra rep for that, because I bought 2 units. Oh my god, into the heat. Yeah, give me that, obviously, and that. Oh, he's actually here. Wow. So we're going to get to win today instead of tomorrow. I will fully defend. Well, hang on. Do I need these? I mean, we know what's happening in the combat, right? It's just like a question of, can I block Volkare? I guess not. I was planning to do it with the Guardian Golems, but that was going to have to be next turn. And reduces an attack. I still don't totally understand the shock troops can be used on, like, arcane immune units, because it isn't affecting the unit, it's affecting their attack, and I read something about that, but I don't know, I'm going to just not do it. Yeah. Well, maybe the swordsman would have been better in that case. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Don't give me the shock troops. Oh, right. I was deciding whether I will fully or partially defend. I don't think it matters because I'm not using my next turn anyway, so I guess I'll say fully defend. Yeah, I want this crystal skill, right? So it's 3 swift. No, this isn't the guy where that matters. Okay. So that block is easy. And here, you're arcane immune, so, like, this doesn't really do anything. Well, I could take 2 wounds, or I could use the swordsman to block it all. I guess I'll use the swordsman to block it all. I don't think it matters very much. Oh. Hang on. Give me a red crystal and a red token, and I'm going to play into the heat, of course. Ah, although if I do, I can't assign damage to the golems. Right, you're not allowed to do that. So... Ah, but I don't have to because this guy can siege him, right? Okay, so let's do that. You are ready. So, I just siege 3 to kill this guy. And then the swordsman, I use their top ability to block 6 because of Into the Heat. Powered red. And Volkare brought his minuscule army to bear against the remnants of mine. But we end the turn. Scenario end achieved. Yes, game over. I guess I could have partially... I can't do any shopping anyway, right? There's nothing I could do if I had another turn. It's not like I'm going to fight a dragon, right? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So what's my score look like? It's nice to have beaten a Volkare above the lowest level. And only 2 wounds left. I think I managed them fairly well. 3 keeps. I love keeps. I guess, I mean, I won this game mostly on units, I feel like. No, that's not true, because the artifact that I gained was also... I was like, didn't I get an artifact? Yes, and it, like, was nuts. right? Banner of Fear. Digging that up out of the maze was nice. 217. I'm not sure how good a score that is, but probably good. I don't know. Winning in the in day 3 instead of having to go all the way to the night. Very small number of wounds, considering. I cleared 1 den, 1 ruins. Yes, the 2 green guys to give me 4 mana. Yeah. I've been trying to think recently about, like, you know, if I could characterize my own playstyle, how do I consider myself as a player, right? Am I aggressive? Do I do X more than you might expect? Or Y? I think one thing is I value hand size and mana crystals a lot. I've talked some in a previous video about how a mana crystal is basically like 2 sideways cards, sometimes better. And so every mana that you can save up for a big combat is a huge amount of value. You know, do I play slow or fast? Not in terms of like how much real world time it takes, but like how quickly, how much I value getting through my deck quickly versus getting more value out of cards. I don't know. You know, how much do I value reputation? I haven't figured any of this stuff out, really. Like, this game, units seemed pretty great. I mean, units are always great. They're like one of the, you know, core ways in the game to increase your power dramatically. Skills, I feel like I undervalue skills. And then when I get them, they're always great. And like I use them okay when I have them, but I don't really think about them as a big part of my power base, when in fact, like, Polarize is gross. Did this attack do much? I don't know. It only just, like, it saved me 2 wounds once. Could I have done better with something else? Not really. God, these skills suck. Is this Krang? Or no, this is Hawkeye, yeah. Huh. Well, I spells are really good, but I don't like prioritize attack. I guess like I don't know. I guess what I prioritize the most is just like doing something on as many turns as I can. Right? I don't go out of my way to conquer sites that I find more valuable than others, right? I don't say, oh, I really got to get to this mage tower and go out of my way for it. I'm like, well, it's not easy to get to. This other thing is easy to get to. See you later. The choice to park in this glade for a bit was interesting. I could have gone this way for less movement. Barely. I mean, 6 instead of 7, right? But I think the healing was worth it, and I found other stuff to do, including fight a monster. So what was the path I ended up taking? I went like here and then down here, going out of my way. But backtracking isn't really backtracking if it's like... This kind of is an inefficient move, right? If you consider that my goal is to get north and east, but that's not my goal. My goal was to just get to new tiles, right? And I could have put some over here, it would have been fine. So this was a perfectly efficient way to get to all these goodies. Whatever happened with this square? Did I ever gain a green... No, I parked in the village and plundered. And then shot all the way up to the maze, yes. Then through the wasteland, I see. Yeah. Alright, well. Fastest game of Volkare's Return I've played solo or with a group by a mile, and it went quite well. I mean, that's Arethea for you. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.